Hello everyone and welcome to the next in our series of daily origami for YouTube. Today we're going to continue with our theme of looking at traditional origami, and today we're going to make bellows. Now I know a lot of people probably don't even know what that is. It's the little thing that you use for feeding a fire. It's kind of like a little pouch that when you press on either side of these two paddles that are connected to it, it pushes air out and that keeps a fire going. I grew up in Colorado way back in the day when we used to allow fires. They're not allowed anymore because they're a pollution hazard. But when I was a little kid, I remember having a bellows and, think it was kind of funny and thinking I could blow up my brother with it maybe. But into a big balloon, like they do in the cartoons. So that's kind of what this is. It's an action origami where you do a little movement and you should get a little poof of air going out of it. So I'm going to be just using standard origami paper, just a 15 by 15 centimeter, but you could certainly use something a little bigger. This does give something that's a little small, but I'll let you guys know how big things are when we're done. Let's see, I dropped my paper. There we go. We're going to start off first by getting this to the square base. So I'm going to start with my color side facing down. I'm just going to fold my paper in half, both vertically and horizontally, so I can find where my center is. Once you get that, open it up to the color side, fold it in half diagonally both ways too. This will give us all the creases we need to get this squished down into the square base. Open it up to the color side, find those mountain creases, pinch on opposite sides and just sort of push in, and everything should just sort of shimmy around until you can get this nice diamond or square shape, which is where the square shape comes from. Then I'm going to take, with those open flaps facing down, I'm going to take this top edge and fold it into the center. This is a great origami because it teaches you a little bit about how to make the rabbit ear fold. So we're going to do that. We're going to fold both of these sides over. Then I'm going to open those flaps up, and then I'm just going to do the same kind of thing from the bottom part. So we're going to fold over from the bottom too. Get both of those creases so we get these points right in the middle where the two cross creases match. Now, a rabbit ear fold is a combination of actually 2 or 3 creases. If you want to make the third crease, you can. What you've basically done is cut this section in half and this section in half. And the next section to cut in half would be right through the middle here. And we really just need the crease to go at the top section. I'm just going to make that crease as I go. We're going to fold both of these sides in, have things meet right at that peak where they crisscross. And to help things along, you're just kind of bringing these two edges together and try to make a nice point right in the middle there at the top. Make that crease. Make sure it kind of comes down right into that point where the crisscross was. And then you could just push it either up or down, doesn't matter. But we're just going to get that folded down. And we're going to repeat that on this side. So again, you're just folding over on the creases we've made until things come into the center. Try to keep those edges lined here as you make that new crease. You don't want to accidentally get that crooked. And then lay things flat. And you could kind of adjust stuff if things aren't working right. You want to get it laid flat so that that edge is even with the center if you can help it. So I've got those two like little fox ears now that are laying down flat there on top. And then I'm just going to flip it over. We're going to repeat those steps on this side. So again, I'm folding first from the top, getting these creases identified, and then open and then fold from the other side too. And it helps to make, really good creases with this so that when you fold things over, they come together nicely the way you want them to. Get these coming together right there in the middle. Try to keep things lined up so that you can get a good pinched crease right there in the center. And try to make it come up to the top there. And this one too. so that we get both sides completed with these two little handles. And essentially what you've got here then is you've got this section at the tip over here that's closed off, and then you have the open part here. And if you just take all four of these little flaps and you open and close, you can create a flow of air out of the tip. You can kind of test it on yourself too by just having it kind of open and close. You can feel a little gust of air on your face. It's really a small amount of air though, so you'd need to use something really light. I wish I had like a cotton ball, but I don't have one, so I don't know if that would even work. That might even be too heavy, but just a little fluff of something that you could use to kind of use this to create the airflow so that it can move across the table. But so yeah, it's kind of a fun little thing though, and you can play around with trying to find a little tiny little, it would need to be a pretty small insignificant little bit of fluff, but it will actually move if you use this. But it does need to be really light and really small, like a dandelion kind of thing. Exactly. But I'll let you guys know here the dimensions of this. This is about see how long does it wind up being? 10.5 centimeters about. So, you know, you could play around with paper weights and dimension sizes, because you could make something a little bit bigger maybe that might give you a little bit more power as you pull the flaps to make this, create that gust of air you need. But definitely kind of a fun little thing to make, which is our finished project for today. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.